Ladies and gentlemen, I've been putting this off for a while, and this isn't the right screen that I wanted to use. Give me a second. That's the one. Alright, so I've been putting this off for a while, mostly because I keep forgetting to do it. I mean, the game proper, I streamed for a good... Hold on a second. I attempted to install a new monitor workstation, and it's not complete yet. So everything on my desk is absolutely messed up, and the camera looks really low over here. Anyway, I've put off doing the rest of the Opera Omnia chapters because I had just streamed the game for like 3 months straight, so I wanted to give a break from it. And then new games kept on popping up, and I didn't know how much of a break to give. These chapters went up right when the game ended, so I wanted to give a little bit of a grace period. And then I was wondering what to do after doing Paper Mario, and I was considering Dawn Trail, but I'm already 2/3 through Dawn Trail on my own time. I'm having a great time. So I remembered that I started playing this game the same time I started playing A Realm Reborn. So, in as sort of a commemoration of Dawn Trail releasing, we're finishing Opera Omnia, because Opera Omnia deserves all of the respect that it can get. Other AQ, 3 months is crazy, indeed. So yeah, I believe the last we left, all after the events of Act 3, all the characters were brought into the newly constructed world, and they were all separated according to their games. I mean, not literally by their games, but all the characters in the same games were all punted together, and now they're trying to find each other in the new world. So I'm not quite sure how many chapters there are left of this, or how long it's going to take me. I think I looked at it a while back, and it took a little bit over 4 hours, so I'm anticipating this taking 2 streams to get through the remainder of it. So I'm going to guess that they're going to extend the story out a little bit, and then once they knew that they were ending service, that there's going to be a very abrupt rush to the ending. So, thank you for joining me, AQ. So this, and I don't really expect many people to remember, at least if you're watching this as a VOD all the way through, you're going to wonder what the heck I'm talking about with all this delay. But yeah, since the last stream, it's been about 4 months. So, this is Act 4, Chapter 7, Part 1 of Opera Omnium, Competence. And let me know if you can't hear the... oh, wait. You won't be able to hear it because this is going from... yeah. There we go. That should have been loud enough. So, this is a flashback to the ending of the 3rd chapter. And of course, the Warrior of Light has to be all dramatic about it to preserve the world. And by now, we have the Warrior of Light back, so I think this is a flashback of Ramza and Agrius. I think we only had these 2 characters representing Final Fantasy Tactics. And, you know, everyone can read the dialogue. I'll read the dialogue when I don't have anything to say. But Ramza, as you recall, the whole gimmick of this arc was that all the characters were separated according to the games that they represented. And so they're using that light to find each other again. And you recall that light can be stolen and it contains memories. But here is the new chapter for Arc 4, Chapter 7, Part 1. Doesn't recognize this place. And if you know your Final Fantasy games and you know your Final Fantasy music, then yep, seeing the side profile, and he's using a gun. And let me go ahead and turn this down. This is Rufus Shinra, the son of the evil CEO of Shinra Corp. And he just got reunited with his dog. Yep. And just like every single other character in this game, Rufus is very confused about where he is or why he's there. He's starting to think he's wandered into another dimension. Quick on the uptake, ain't ya? Full forest worth of tree sprouts after a fight, not to mention flowers. Wherever I am, I'm definitely not on the outskirts of Edge anymore. What is Edge? I don't quite recall what Edge means. Was that where he was in Advent Children? Looks like Rufus tried. He found a portal, so his first thought was to shoot at it. A miraculous crystal. What was the deal with the cloud of darkness falling out of the portal? It looks like Rufus is meeting up with the Final Fantasy Tactics duo. He's not apologizing for accidentally shooting one of them. Oh. Ah. Rufus has taken a shot before and he's still standing. Are you aware that you're not in your home world? Considering the fantastic things happening here and the fact that it will translate to reality, I'd have to be. If I may have your name. Where are my manners? The name's Rufus. So, yeah. At the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, the Shinra Corporation was like an evil empire of sorts, just taking over the world, sucking the life force of the planet dry, and they wanted to find the promised land of the ancients, where the concentration of the planet's life force was at its strongest. And I guess that there was a time when Ramza and Agrias were trying to fight the Cloud of Darkness. I think that was something that happened in a previous chapter, but it's been 4 months. And then he was bailed out by the Warrior of Light. I think this all happened in Arc 3. But yeah, over the course of the Final Fantasy VII, eventually, the president of Shinra Corporation is killed, and his son, Rufus, as depicted in the prior cutscenes, took over for him, and he kind of became one of the major antagonists of Final Fantasy VII. Blasted Warriors of Light, I shall rise again! However, with the way that Final Fantasy VII, the new remake trilogy is shaping up, we'll see just how prominent Rufus remains. Hi there, James. You somehow got MP5 Archetype 0. That is awesome. Is one of those MP levels a pity? You hold a gun. Does that make you an engineer? A fair question for Ramza to ask, since engineer is a Final Fantasy Tactics class, I think. And as you can see, Rufus has quite a disdain for his father. His father was merely evil, while Rufus is evil and ambitious. The world is changing, more to the point it already has. Times of change are no place for clinging to old ways. It's nice to be able to narrate this out while talking about it, and commenting along the way, and I'm not the one keeping it moving, because if you remember, when I originally streamed, wait, what did he say? Rufus just recruited Agrius and Ramses as his bodyguards. Yeah, he has that confident charisma that just makes people go along with him. The Cage of Lineage. The last copy would have been the pity pool, not the first. This is also your first 5-star servant to get to NP5. Very nice. So Rufus talking about the friends. Oh, Rufus is asking about finding the rest of the Warriors of Light here. What's gonna be his reaction when he sees Cloud and the rest? The relationship between Rufus and President Shinra was never really a plot point. The president, he was more like a means to an end, and Rufus was more of the character. But in other Final Fantasy games, the relationship between his father and son would be very important. In fact, if not pivotal. It was one of the major themes of Final Fantasy X. And Ramza here being talked about being inspired by his father. Must have a complicated relationship. It isn't really that complicated, now that I think about it. So it wasn't so much that, It wasn't so much that Rufus wanted to take over the family business. It was more like the family business was him to pick up and make something greater. That is right. Ramzo wasn't an illegitimate son. What was Rufus talking about then? Make it even harder to escape your family ties. Nani! I just love it that the Cloud of Darkness. What is she, immortal? That's freaking hilarious. We meet the Cloud of Darkness, and Rufus is just like, geez, what the heck is that? Bang! And then she falls over, but she can't die. The Cloud of Darkness can't die. She can only be pushed away when light and dark are in balance. But I was gonna say that it's so interesting that they take this chance to put Ramza and Rufus together to talk about what it means to have a paternal relationship. And that is why Opera Omnia is so great, that they can just take these two completely unrelated characters, find a common thread, and make a really interesting story out of it. Oh no, she's got temporary plot armor. Come on, you call yourselves guards! Understand it. I'm losing strength! What's the Cloud of Darkness up to? What's the play now? Was expecting more deposits, not you lot. Who's saving the day? It's Garland! I'll dispatch them! Did you do it? Those are the Cloud of Darkness's residual thoughts given form. Well, that is really, you can't kill a thought with a bullet. Why would you help him, Garland? Rufus is more on the spiritist side than the materia side. I heard the whole enemy's bit, but he seems to know a lot more than you two. That's just par for the course for heroes and villains. Hi there, Derek. Seeking lost time. What staggering developments have there been while we were trapped? So this is a newly made world, and the gods entrusted their power to all of you? Well, my still doesn't add up. The moment when you two prayed to the crystal. If materia and spiritism sealed away, then perhaps what we saw was a dream. Truth be told, I'm not entirely certain that light was actually a crystal. Yeah, that's right. The Warrior of Light and Garland became the new Spiritus and Materia. So they're the new wardens of this world. That's why Garland can just hop on in and destroy the Cloud of Darkness. Or at least the residual thoughts. Now, how do we get back home? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And if the world dies while we're in it, we can't get back home. There's been something about some power. Yeah, willpower. We don't have a good handle on it, though. All I sensed was a cloud of darkness's vestige, and that man's light. Perhaps the light within you two has faded for some reason, yet unknown. They did mention that their power was getting sapped. Can't imagine why, though. Perhaps that has some relation to the compass light's disappearance. Oh, you lost your compass. It did indeed fade. So, are the compasses of light items, or are they just light that they can pick up? If that's your tie to them, your light's likely faded when that one did. Is there aught that can be done? Nothing that's within my power to do. That said, someone once told me the light shines in the deepest darkness, that sufficient fighting makes one stronger. Stop battle junkying. So am I! Light is a representation of what you are! So fight me! Maybe weakened now, but as long as what you are remains unchanged, you'll get it back eventually. So basically, there are no immediate solutions. Great. I have no way back home, and my companions are powerless. You didn't have to say it how it is, Rufus. I can still fight. I can hardly abandon you to your fate. Oh, Garland actually didn't want to fight. When new crystals appeared, I should ascertain whether it will be of benefit to the world. What will you lot do? And as for us... well, this is hard to ignore. Who's the new person? It's Vane. Being a hound of the gods. He's not a hound of the gods, he's a stand-in. A change in stance, even. I recognize you. Two characters from two sides of Evilise. Good, if you hear them, the others must be nearby. What? Nani? Vane's turned his back on your friends. He's no longer on your side. How can you say that? We were enemies once, but we reached an understanding. I think this happened in a previous chapter. Our new world's got a lot of history. You still have no shortage of entertainment value around here. That's a rich person thing to say. How would you do such a thing? Are you trying to win them over, Garland? A true noble knight wouldn't deride those alongside whom he fought. And him. He's a fellow warrior of Evilise. It's clear as day which of us he'd believe. Bold words. Only one of us is trying to win them over, and that's you! Ah! Your Riz is L! That's for you to decide. That said, If I've heard this riddle once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Oh, is that a light compass? Cloud's memories are responding, as are those of his friends. He must be from their world. Having a discussion about this world, hardly a place for a newcomer to interject. That's right. I think we kind of I don't remember if we already got Cloud's memories back, but they were stolen. And now it seems Vayne has them in this current scenario. Asserting authority and bringing up the past is a tired technique to make others afraid of losing what they've invested in their relationship with you. If you want to deceive people, try focusing on hopes for the future instead. The masses eat that up. That is definitely true to Rufus's character. You're quite the scoundrel. Then again, I suppose acting godly with them was a poor move on my part. I feared you all might oppose the idea of erasing the gods. Then it's true? Do you regard me as a foe now? But of Garland? Now that he's been entrusted with the god's power, and he's stooped to the level of a mere pawn, he's not but a puppet. I can hardly take such a man at his word when he claims he would save the world. You're wrong! I thought we reached an understanding. Why must we fight? Vayne has only been out for himself this entire time. You should have let the Crystal Core of Darkness bring about an end to everything when it went out of control. But instead, now there are no living and no dead. There are only people continually made to live. What arrogance to call this a divinely granted repose. Arrogance? The gods are simply trying to protect us. This is our only chance, you know. Now that they've been turned to crystal, they're vulnerable to being shattered. What madness is this? That's the same thing Sephiroth is after. That's right, Material Spiritus got turned into crystals. I'm hardly trying to play the hero. We who stand in power have but one duty we must fulfill, no matter the cost. We must liberate the world and let it take its rightful form. Up, the weapons are out. We fightin'. Clang, 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 we win. An unexpected event then occurs. The odds seem somewhat stacked against me. I shall finish my fight with you all another time. Hey, do we truly seek different futures altogether? The gods do not treat warriors as puppets. Let go of this mad quest to shatter the gods. Wicked prayers can only give rise to evil. No better than that. I forgot I gave Ram's Ren Fair voice. Evil, I do not embrace such concepts. I believe only in what I ascertain for myself. Later! He's a man of firm convictions. I doubt you'll persuade him off his chosen path. Even then, I just wish to avoid having to fight. But I must say, Rufus, I was impressed at the way you saw right through him. I was bluffing, actually. NANI?! Now let's back up. You people know Sephiroth? We do, yes. He sought to eliminate the goddess of the world and take her place. I recall him mentioning something about Mother's vessel and traveling to a new planet. There's a lot to dig into there, but he's still alive, I take it. At the very least, he's not gone! That settles it! Now, I definitely want to join up with your friends. That way, I'd probably see him too. Why would you want to see Sephiroth? He died once, no, twice now. Third time's the charm, and I'd like to be there to see that. Is this Rufus from the remake timeline? Probably not. Because then we're going for like a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. What a pity. Gon's been reduced to a pawn of the gods. And the warriors from Evil East actually chose him over me. That's because you're a jerk. How can they fail to see the simple truth that one must be ready to get their hands dirty to free the world? And who is that man? I can't have him poisoning them further against me. Oh, what have we here? It is Lord Vane himself. What's the matter? Why the long face? I was lamenting Garland's fall to me a pawn of the gods. Ah, yeah, he's basically a walking wish granter for the warriors now. But that has its uses too. Oh, such as... He wants the whole cycle of battle thing, right? So just keep destroying him a bunch. It generates energy and it grants him a wish. That's what I call two birds with one stone. Just wait till you hear what it makes. A cycle of destruction! Will it truly work out as you envision? Who cares if it does? None of it's gonna matter when everything disappears. Truly a devil-may-care mentality, the polar opposites of my own. I don't know about that. We're still trying to do the same thing, right? And on that note, I'll be off now. Ta-ta! Boo-whoop. That's hard to pin down. Pretenses and true motives. You'll find the Warriors of Light just up ahead. I'm going to check on something. I want to see the sealed gods for myself. Very well, we'll finish our sojourn without you. Thank you for fighting alongside us. I must ask though, why did you aid us? Because the situation's more dire than you think. This place is increasingly replete with energy, but the world, the vessel which has it all, is cracked and dangerously close to breaking. While you two were trapped, the gods chose to be the linchpin that holds the worlds together. So the gods are all that kept the world intact? Yes, which is why it's imperative that I use that energy to restore not just the world, but the gods themselves. I am not and have never been a pawn of the gods, nonetheless. This time, I cannot allow them to be sacrificed. Explain. I took you from that rash battle at the expense of all else. Perhaps I misjudged you. That's my fate and my purpose in life. Make no mistake, I'll fight you all eventually. I'll be looking forward to that day. Later! Have we misunderstood him? Garland's an honorable man. He was once a noble-minded knight. This world must have changed far more than we thought. Honorable? You just happen to come across that way. Honor is a luxury you can only afford when circumstances allow for it. Why must you speak so dismissively? 'Tis alright, Tigrius. He's right that circumstances can change a man. Everyone is driven by reasons no one else may take from them. I like to think I understand that. I've crossed swords with many long-time dear friend, yet I still hope we can work together towards the same goal. A naive perspective. But one that has more weight considering you left the protection of your family. Oh, we're going back to the birthright topic. If those are the principles you arrived at after drifting aimlessly, keep them. Rufus! You hardly have time for bickering. It's true. Here, D! Yeah, the dog's name is D. The D stands for dog. Follow Garland. He hasn't told me how to leave yet. You could have simply just gone with him. Sometimes people air their real thoughts and they think no one hears them. Let's move. You're still on guard duty. Here we go! Slow down! The man being guarded shouldn't take the lead. Next up, calculated value. Well, if it isn't Sephiroth. I'm afraid I can no longer tolerate your scheming. I shall eliminate the gods, therefore close off this world. It must be returned to its rightful form. are free to eliminate the gods, but suppose I told you to hand me this husk of a world? Would you care to put my will to the test? And there they go, fighting it out! Might makes right when it comes to the warriors of Spiritus. Is that rough? Ah! We got Final Fantasy VII battle music. Memories? Ah, so they're in your possession. I can't be certain this is all of them, but yes. Huh. Do you hold some attachment to them despite casting them away yourself? No. Puppets don't need wills of their own. I hardly need to intervene. That one's destined to seek me out regardless. Dang old Genova cells! All the memories he needs are in his subconscious. As long as he has those, there's no need for any others. A new warrior's shown up, though. That could potentially trigger an awakening. Someone new. I can't have anyone waking him. I'm gonna find him myself! His message is clear. He thinks he can stalk me whenever he wants. I'm insulted. Considering how long they've been missing, it's surprising to hear. Oops. Ramza and Agria share information about a crystal. Is it the blue crystal that we know of? If Materia shared her wisdom with them, both would have had to been together. Trying to predict the dialogue unsuccessfully. Is that fresh intel I'm hearing? If it's true, I've got to get my hands on that. It's the perfect way for me to kick off a cycle of distraction. Good and evil. Rufus, please slow down. You said you wanted guards, yes? You could stand to act like it. While you're complaining, you're doing a perfectly good job. You mentioned being mercenaries. Have you done bodyguard work before? I'm a knight of Lion's Guard. I've been charged with safekeeping a princess before. I would dare say Princess Ovelia was a fair sight more understanding of her position than you've been so far. You're not wrong. You get the same complaints from my bodyguards back home. I feel for their plight. But I trust you. Oh, awesome. That's a necessity in any conspiracy or cooperative agreement. Otherwise, you can never entrust your life to others. Conspiracy? How could Princess Ovelia and I possibly engage in understanding scheming? Her Highness was a lady of exceptional character, one who showed concern for common folk such as ourselves. Are you sure she wasn't just sheltered? Mayhap she was, but some sheltered individuals are still willing to confront commoners' sorrows and aristocrats' arrogance. As Princess Ovelia and Ramza did. I simply regret the way I used to live. All I want is to make choices that won't dishonor my father. Would that I have come to an understanding with that man as well. Speak of Vane. You and I are opposites, alright? I'm perfectly willing to get my hands dirty. In my view, my old man was a fool. Much more economical to rule than fear. Yep, that's a quote straight from Final Fantasy VII. How can you say that? Vane was right about you. You are quite the scoundrel. Unlike him, I have no pretensions of leading a noble life. If something's usable, I use it. That's how I used to see it. The world changed. I learned the hard way that my prior approach wouldn't fly anymore. Felt like I'd been outmatched. What did that lead to? Realization that it's just as viable to pass yourself off as a good guy. How so? Explain! That's how people in positions of power operate. Their strength of character is irrelevant, as is their true agenda, of course. Take Vane, for example. He could say something factually correct, but his claim still falls apart if the masses object. In the end, he's just another ruler forcing others to follow his will. He loves making speeches just like his father. Are you truly a simple businessman? Judge for yourself. Oh ho ho! Rufus really given the logical runaround. Nah, Dee's found her target. Let's move. Rufus, wait! Wait! Gaius! My word, it's... Vacation's End. That'd be a good chapter for a, for if there was ever a Kingdom Hearts collab in this with Roxas. What's this? Some kind of dog? It looks scary. Got some serious muscle mass. Whatever it is, it's a fighter. And considering how calm it is, it must be well trained. Aw, someone's got good manners. Who's your owner, Hey, that's... President's dog! It's nearby, then... Oh, hell no! This better not be about Rufus! Wherever that guy is, you can let him rot! That's not happening. Oh yeah! Okay, let's just calm down. May I ask what this is about? These Shinra jerks are sucking up energy and killing the planet. They're total trash. They raze villages to the ground to get what they want. They even experiment on children, like Shilk. Then they go telling the rich folks that they're serving the community. That was all the last guy, for the record. Oh, shut the hell up! No way that apple falls far from the tree. Well, at least I've learned you guys are like oil and water. Our line of work doesn't make us very popular. The good boy is walking. Well, time for a pickup. We keep him waiting, it's gonna be our paychecks. You're leaving? That's a shame. I thought we were getting along. Yeah, I feel the same way. Sorry though. Work calls. You guys are gonna alienate yourselves again. Look, the president's like a savior to us. Well, like a co-conspirator. But anyway, he saved us from the chopping block. We're not spoiling for a fight either, but that'll depend on some things. Specifically, the president's memories and his next goal. It was fun while it lasted. Later! Very sad. Dissimilar wishes. Garland and Kefka, coming to odds. What do we hear? Visitors. Kefka, he's here as well. So you followed me. He's rambling on about destruction as usual. Would you care to hear about the cycle of destruction I'm about to perfect? It's like working on a bonsai. Nani? Explain. Sure, why not? I'm all ears. Woohoo! I inspired my little eye a new face! Okay, clean out your ears and listen up! Remember when Shinryu came? When the crystal core darkness had a will of its own? Oh, well, when the cloud of darkness enveloped the whole world. Nope, still boring. None of that had any excitement. So I figure I'll get myself a new crystal and mix it up in this boring world. You bring about destruction merely because you're bored? Oh, absolutely! And I want lots of fun. So I'll make it so I can keep destroying the world again and again. That's the idea behind my delightful cycle of destruction. Oh my god, he wants to perpetuate the samsara! You believe everything is devoid of worth? Jack's power has already been retaken from you. You must know that you've got no options left. Yet you still want to play this game? Yeah, whatever. You know you love it too. Nani? If you want a cycle of battle, what's the difference? Destruction and battle are all the same. Don't act like you know me. My battle is mine alone. I will not abide any meddling from you. You shall not destroy this world. We have to stop him. Stop whom? I don't trust Garland entirely. But Kefka's a far graver danger. Aid us, Rufus! I prefer you locals resolve these issues yourselves. And I do have questions for Garland. I prefer to keep him alive for now. Helping out at a convenience. You shall never have what you want, Kefka! You know what? Fine, fine! I'll just vaporize all of you at once! That way! Oh, he just got M. Bison. Sephiroth. Nobody likes Sephiroth. Now I've got these word games. No need for that. It's been a long time, Sephiroth. I see you're the same as ever. So you're the new warrior. You recovered from your injuries. Why, yes! Thank you for asking. Those pitiful remnants gave me a great deal of entertainment, as a matter of fact. Remnants. Those are the components at best. Even in this world, they were useless. Tell me, is what I hear true? Have you let go of the idea of godhood? Gods here are linchpins. Losing them would cause the world to unravel, and the world is all they want. Here I thought you hungered for power. There's plenty of power here. Once I take the reins, this world can easily serve as a vessel to reach another. But I can't rely on remnants for that. I'll need a more obedient puppet. Well, you're talking is a dead giveaway, you know. At least try to act the part. Nani! What's this about? Explain! I wouldn't know. Oh, not a fan of chatting with me? If you insist on spouting nonsense. You won't find me as soft of a target as my old man. Wait, Sephiroth slew your father? He might have. I don't actually care about it. I plotted my old man's downfall anyway. Huh. Wonder if that was ever confirmed in the Final Fantasy VII. Be honest, Sephiroth. You've had nights like that yourself, right? Well, we have a nice long talk tonight. Twister to know, he's a bona fide war hero. Keep me safe. Oh, now you want a proper guarding? Never in my life had an escort assignment like this. No, I'll have nothing to do with you. I'm not about to go back into captivity. He knows that Rufus is probably playing a long haul. He's trying to stall us. Ah, they're hardly threats. Destroy them! Should I help? You started this mess! Fair enough. Alright. Hate to say it, but one more sip and my hydration will have caught up with me. Just came back from a big dinner and immediately hooked up my my setup, so didn't have time to offload my hydration. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back from taking a pit stop. I just realized I swapped around a couple of the instances of my game. So, I have too much hydration. Need to offload some of that. I'll be right back. so much for waiting up. That should keep me going until Dragalia reset time. So, Sephiroth is here, and that means, oh, no good goodies are happening. And now Rufus has joined up. We'll see what happens with this gathering. No, he got away. Shame. So I guess we fought him. And whose fault is that? No sign of Kefka either. We can't leave him to his own devices. He must have fled in the confusion. He's the one we need to stop. He spoke of a cycle of destruction. From what I could gather, he set his sights on the crystal you two saw. I suspect it's the same crystal that just recently appeared. If so, we'll protect it. I'm sure that's what our companions here would want. By the way, how did you fare in that battle? Did you have a better handle on your power? Now that you mention it, that fight went much better. I'm still not in top form, but it's certainly an improvement. Layla's returning. Sounds like sufficient fighting is working as advertised. I suppose something is. Looks like your escort's here. Hey, it's the Turks. Mr. President! You're late. Sorry, sir. It's kind of out of our control. Jeez. Garland. Guess I should thank you. Huh, they're the ones who are guarding him.
Arigato.
You guarded our president? That couldn't have been easy. Thanks. Oh, think nothing of it. There's something about these people. Agreed, they have a distinctive air about them, one that honest folk would never have. Rufus, who are you exactly? Who are you exactly? Explain! Oh, didn't he tell you? He's the top dog of the big bad Shinra Electric Power Company, the entity that has full control over the world's energy, military, and economy.
Nanda?
Shinra? That name rings a bell for me. It's the company Barrett and Tifa fought against. Wait, you're? Yes, that's right. I'm Rufus Shinra. Very same kind of ruler you were fretting over before. Aw, man. That's such a heartbreaking yet badass reveal.
Nandi.
You kidding me? President's here? I didn't even know there'd be a change in leadership. Great, now the Turks are more solidified than ever. So weird to see Jesse with the rest of Avalanche. Just for the record, I got nothing to do with this. I don't like this one bit. What's going to happen to us, Barrett? Our memories are fuzzy as it is. I can't stand that guy. He loves deceiving people. You know him? What's that Sephiroth remnant doing here? Oh, you got your memories. That's a relief. We'll fill you in later.
Wakatta.
Alright, the rest of you made contact with Sephiroth before? Yes, sir. Why do you ask? Something bothering me about him. Is this game technically a sequel to Advent Children? I see, now you're the leader. I can't say I'm the best at it, but feel free to ask me anything you need. I should get something out of the way. It's my fault that you two were so delayed in rejoining us. I stole the Compass of Light while possessed by a god from my homeworld. That one's kind of my fault too. I'm the one who took it for myself. Sounds like there was a complicated set of circumstances. You needn't worry on our account. I'm just glad that we could be together once more. Well, bananas. One of you we haven't met yet. His identity may surprise you. I've been hoping to introduce you to, actually. Ramza, meet my brother, Rex. Oh! I understand you've worked a great deal with Vaughn. I serve under Captain Rosenberg. My name is Ramza Bold, and this is Agrius Oaks. So you've been reunited with your brother, Vaughn. I'm not certain if congratulations are in order. I got some mixed feelings on the subject myself, but for now, I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm happy to help you both out in any way I can, too. In that case, there's a topic I would broach. Our light seems to be weakened. Garland said the light is a representation of what we are, and we'll get it back eventually, but nonetheless. Then perhaps we should start by getting a feel for the exact state you're in. To grant us the honor of a spar. Gladly. I've been wanting to test out my sword on myself. Agrius versus Beatrix. A clash of titans. Seems a good time to review all that's happened. Would you mind sharing everything that we've missed? Hi! The die cast! Meanwhile, with Spiritus. I see, there could be a new crystal. I'm going to look for it. I cannot sense any such crystal, though. Yes, there's only one crystal in this world, and the gods. I don't question your judgment. But I can't risk letting one be misused. I might find something if I get close enough. What if it's incorporeal? That would make it hard to find. Why are you so hung up on this, Garland? Are you getting a premonition or something? This one is somehow related to materia. That seems significant to me, so don't try to talk me out of this. Alright, just be careful. Very well, only if you insist. Well, that's oddly nice. Stop it, Sephiroth! Ruining my cool fight! What's a guy gotta do to get a little spotlight around here? You could aid me. Nanda? No. Sorry, could you run that one by me again? I don't think I heard you right. My prior approach has availed me naught. I require the power of someone who thinks differently than I. Whoa. Is this one of those things where you use me, then I outlive my usefulness? Don't you spend time in an imperial court? Called just as one who dresses the part of a fool, yet engages in all too clever satire. I merely ask you to showcase your wit. Oh yeah? You want a fresh approach, huh? Oh, fine. You're a literal emperor. I guess I could go back to court for a teensy bit. I trust you won't disappoint me. Hi there, Matthew. And bye there, Matthew, I suppose. So that was the end of Act 4, Chapter 7, Part 1. So Vayne and Kefka are now partnering up. Meanwhile, Sephiroth is out doing his own thing. And I guess the Cloud of Darkness was just that was just a remnant of the Cloud of Darkness. Maybe they took the Cloud of Darkness out for the entire rest of the story. No idea. You're going to visit your brother's family early in the morning. That's really nice. Sounds like a good day tomorrow. Rest up well. You'll need it. Thank you for dropping by, Matthew. So, this is going to be Act 4, Chapter 7, Part 2, Differing Ideals. And it starts with the cutscene, Cleverness and Cunning. What do you consider necessary to destroy the gods and remake the world? Oh, that's easy! Overwhelming power! So you're an uncle now. Mazel tov? By the way, I hear Garland's discovered a new crystal, and he's out looking for it. It's all pure hearsay, but hey! One crystal's already been lost, and the world hangs in precarious balance. If a new crystal supporting the world has appeared, this cannot be overlooked. We must keep Garland from reaching it and destroy it ourselves. And ruin a perfectly good power source? Nope. Here's a fun fact. Did you know Zandy tried to use the power to amplify power and summon souls from another world? That means if we have enough energy, we can summon the gods' crystals. So we can use the new crystal to summon the gods' crystal, then destroy those. Intriguing. You've identified both an attainable means and an achievable end. But the warriors will bring their full might to bear to stop us. Well, yeah, they'll probably bring the whole circus. That's why we whittle them down a bit at a time. And to do that, we split them up. That will require a bait. Don't you worry about that. I've got just the thing. Oh no. Unseen arrogance. Hey, glad to see you back safe and sound. Everything okay? Thank you for your concern. I fear not all is well with us, though. It seems our light weakened when the light compass did. No, shiny. Shiny bad. You should also know we had an encounter with Kefka and Vane. None. What? Thou speakest true? They were intent on destroying the world. I believe they must be stopped, and soon. I can still scarce believe it. I thought we'd reached an understanding with Vane. Do you recall when the Crystal of Darkness went out of control? He grew grieved that wasn't the end of it all. He resented the fact that death eluded those deserving of it, and he began plotting to slay the gods themselves. When I met him, he seemed disappointed to learn the gods had been sealed. Though as we talked, he shifted his goal to a human-driven world revival of the world. When I learned we wanted to restore Materia and Spiritus, it kinda drove a wedge between us. So even after all those twists and turns, you refused to compromise on his ideals. He's a great brother to a friend. But he destroyed the house Ash married into, just for power. He doesn't hesitate to throw people's lives away when it suits him. They may not like the way of things, but I am not okay with his methods either. I mean, if he had his way, everyone would disappear. Scala, Titus, Vivi. Not to mention Gabranth and his brother. Gauss had to lose armor, too. This world was made to grant souls respite. Anyone's wishes can come true here. Even if Vane's ideal is a righteous one. It must come at the expense of innocent lives. It's just the arrogance of the one who stands above all others. Oh, arrogance, you say? You're exactly right. Rulers are nothing but nuisances. I didn't say that. Rufus, the world is in peril. Will you aid us in defending it? No offense, but that's not our problem. You'll have to ask someone else. Later! Really? No, no big wait moment. I heard that, Mr. President. Even with the world's in trouble, you still don't give a flip. You're all gonna die! If you're that attached to the world, protect it yourselves. None of this has anything to do with me. Are you sure about that? I suspect you're up to something, President. Who could say? We're leaving. Bye-bye! A Dark Legacy! Who's Dark Legacy? Okay, sir, what's the plan? Find Sephiroth. Ah! I had a run-in with him, but something was off. I want to know why. Sephiroth is a very elusive target, sir. We won't be able to predict what he does or where he goes. He doesn't exactly have a clear goal like he did before. Suddenly, Garland. I thought he set out already. Did he come back? Let's follow him. I could use a little more intel. Run! You look blinding, Thane and Kefka. You're on the move, but we're getting closer. Blast it all! I'm still mad! What was his name again? Rufus? Do you really hate him that much? Darn right I do! He's the boss of the Turks, which makes him an enemy to Avalanche. Plus, Sephiroth murders his dad. What's the first thing he does? Takes his old man's job! Guy's cold as ice. He doesn't even hide the fact that he rules through fear. Guess I missed a change in leadership. I can see his resemblance to his dad. Is his leadership style that different? I wouldn't question your assessment, but you needn't be so harsh. I ain't about to let him get up to his games here. I won't let him use Mako either. Barrett, you made your point. Yes, that is definitely a thing that you just kind of pick up. Haven't you been getting along well enough with the Turks all this time? The Turks I can deal with, but not him. If he thinks he can just walk away, he's got another thing coming. Wait, this could be the last time we see them? Pardon me, I need to step away for a moment. I wanted another opportunity to talk no jutsu! Go on, I'll keep an eye on him. Uh-oh! You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, befuddled, flabbergasted! Ah, that was one of your magic tricks. I remember you. You're the one who fled earlier. Hey, I resent that! I would never run away! Sephiroth cut in, literally, remember? Well, that's right. Speaking of which... Tell me what you know about Sephiroth. Explain. Or we'll beat it out of you. Constructive differences. What would I know about Sephiroth? Nothing! Nada! Zilch! He wasn't helping you back there? I didn't even want to fight you guys originally. I wouldn't know the first thing about what Sephiroth wants, and I sure wouldn't ever want to team up with that guy. Slaying the gods, taking the reins of the world and using it as an arc to travel to another world. It is pretty diametrically opposed to the idea of a cycle of destruction that keeps destroying the world forever. Is there a purpose to your cycle? Please, you're the ones who lack any sort of purpose. Why live at all when you know you're gonna die? Why create anything when you know it will break eventually? This is a rhetorical question, or... Technology keeps progressing. Huh? Even if something burns to the ground, as long as we have technology, we can make it again, better and cheaper than before. Destruction is just another part of creation. Shinra may have fallen, but with more community connections, a little more positive PR, it'll emerge more stable than before. Positive PR? What are you talking about? Of course, the act of destruction requires having something to break. The fact that this planet, this world exists at all undermines your entire goal. Are you kidding? I can just break the world itself! You'll find that planets don't break so easily. We've witnessed that firsthand. You're just gonna keep talking in circles around me, huh? Sounds to me like you all want to be playthings. That's enough. This is not a game. We're not a game. We're in a video right now. I was expecting more of them. Come, your Imperial Majesty. Surely you know that isolating a small group and picking them off individuals is a classic tactic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. You two have joined forces? What of it? You should consider yourselves honored to merit such effort. Whoops! Dang! Just one shot. Well, I guess that's a decent start. Now we get the next group and be quick about it. Wait, what? You're not gonna just finish them off? Rufus! Oh, what's happened here? We can sort it out later. We better get them treated! Damn! They got neg-diffed. Okay, now I'm annoyed. Double standards, baby! Easy does it, guys. We're fine now, thank you. I still can't believe Kefka and Vane have teamed up! Something doesn't add up, though. They used an illusion of Garland to lure us in, and spelled out their plans and chose not to finish us off. Why? Why? They did mention isolating small groups and picking them off individually. By that logic, they would have wanted us eliminated. They feel the power of will. If we were unified, it would give rise to staggering amounts of power. So they're planning around what they've seen from us. I don't know, seems to me like that's even less of a reason to let us live. What's their real motive? 1, it was funnier that way. 2, they saw us as scrubs. 3, they still had a use for us. Don Corneo reference. Other than bulks to destroying a nation or even a world, must have been that they still had a use for you. A use, hmm? They're looking for that supposed new crystal too, aren't they? Maybe they wanted us to get the old leader in on the search since Garland was having much luck by himself. You kidding? I thought Vane hated the power of the gods. Turning to the gods for help even as he rejects them. Alright, we're meeting back up with the others. Hi! You're all going to help us! I have no interest in this world, but they've officially gotten on my nerves. Nani? Then let's not waste time! A moment first. Rufus. I apologize for my ill-considered remark about arrogance. There's just in reference to Vane, though, wasn't it? No. It was also directed at myself. Well, you're right. People who stand over others are arrogant. I didn't mean... Social status absolutely shapes people. Even people who used to be peasants can be capable of atrocities against them. But... Whether someone's right or not is ultimately for others to decide, long after the fact. The best you can do is be mindful of who your allies are and who your enemies are. Probably why Vane joined up with Kefka, though personally I think Vane could have done a little better than him. He must have had a supporter. He wouldn't be so stubborn about his claims if he didn't have successes under his belt. Yes, he did. My father. I left him when he seemed to have gone mad. He went on to collude with Vane, an immortal heretic, to reclaim the world for humanity. An act which makes them no different from the golds they so loathe. A little bit of Final Fantasy XII lore for people who know that good stuff. Fathers really do have a way of dragging us down. Suppose that's no different for Sephiroth. How so? That's a topic for another time. We need to move fast, right? Let's hurry. Intentional inconsistency. I wonder what's gotten into Ramza. Who cares? He's chasing after Shinra. He can go pal around with him. Is that how you're gonna talk? You were okay with the Turks. Ugh! Quiet, you! We can go find them once we finished our fight with Kefka and Vane. That should be okay, right? I'm sure we're close now. Suddenly, Vane! Hey, that's... Of course. Don't be misled. That was an illusion made by Kefka. You're looking for the new crystal too? The crystal? The crystal! I'm sure energy condensed in a crystal form would hold knowledge just like materia. But that's precisely why you don't need it. I prefer my puppets to remain puppets. What is my connection to him? Wait, if I get that new crystal, will it restore our memories? You think you're capable of that? Then again, if you did achieve that, they would be outplayed. By all means, try, and I'll be offered up again, won't I? Kadaj? Like I was before? Interesting. The tells are increasingly obvious. Cloud! You're all back! Sorry if we worried you. Wasn't expecting to stumble right across our target. Sephiroth! Something doesn't make sense to me. Why don't you bother stopping Vane? If he gets what he wants, you'd be the first to go, considering you're already dead. Or is it that you're both Sephiroth and not Sephiroth at all? And you were never dead to start with. Huh! Wait, what? What are you talking about, President? As I told you before, I wouldn't know. And as I told you before, I won't go out the way my old man did. Yep, Sephiroth was the one who did him in. Hypocritical salvation! Now, I think it's time you start talking. I disagree. Later! Should have known it would have been that easy. Shame. I had a lot of questions for him. Mr. President, do you also think he's... Put a pin on that. Got updates to share. Kefka and Vane attacked us. Thanks to that, now Reno and Root are taking a vacation day. Seriously? They beat the Turks? Yes, I hate to admit it, but they wiped the floor with us. They're gonna come after more of you next. They seem to want to cut down on your manpower, but things could still be worse. All we have to do is find the crystal they want and use up its energy before they can. How are you gonna spend that much energy? You say you're gonna use it to make some Shinra war machines, so help me! No. We'll use it on the gods. I'm really desperate to keep the gods from being resurrected. The only way to deter people like that is to crush their spirits. Will the spirits really break, considering who we're dealing with? You can brainstorm up the method. You've known them a long time, right? Sorry my boss is so demanding. Sheesh, you're a real character, you know that? I prefer to be called efficient. Being bereft of money and power, troops out of action, left with no option but to use every available resource. I'm just leveraging past experience. You ran away from home too, huh? Home? No. Maybe I did. It doesn't sound like we've got a lot of time. If you have a plan, can't you share it? Very well then. Cisne, notify everyone about the wandering illusions. Next, we're going to lose if we stay on the defensive. Yes? Well, what do you know? Guess I'm an engineer after all. I'll need a mechanic. Edgar and Rufus. Teaming up. All the white mages keeping their parties healthy. Don't hurt yourselves. You didn't stand right away. No, I'm good now. Thanks for the help. Oh, what an embarrassment this is! Kefka and Vane caught us by surprise! He must really be desperate. Vaughn. I'm friends with Vane's brother, you know. If he knew what was happening here, he'd be beside himself. Materian spiritists aren't evil or anything. Why is he so hung up on making the gods and the dead disappear? Why must he be so inflexible? Must we be robbed a second time? It's not fair. You've been getting along so well here. I don't mind it. The dead disappear. That's how it should be. As long as I get to see you and the captain again, that's all I could ask. You can't say that! Why does this have to happen to you? Maybe we should calm down. You really hate the idea of me fading away, don't you? Of course I do! Then I'll fight back. I don't want you to suffer. If I'm allowed to be here, I want to fight together with you and aid you however I can. Okay, brother. Vaughn looks so happy. Strange. Suddenly I miss my own brothers terribly. And then that's all he wants. So basically, a convex lens. That's simple enough to assemble. Do you think this will make a decent trump card? Huh? Beats me. Sheesh. Young president never asked me for anything normally, but now he's turning to me. Huh? You sound pretty pleased for all your griping. Not you're that happy to have Rufus commission you for something? Well, thing is, this company originally manufactured weapons. When his dad started dabbling in Mako, the company grew into a corporate juggernaut in just one generation. Their weapons business turned into making a whole army, and their energy business turned their sights towards space. That was my time to shine. No, so, explain! I'm an astronaut, a pilot that flies into space, but then stuff happened and the whole thing went belly up. Every day I kept that rusted rocket in flying shape. So for me, I'm ready to jump on any project it gives me, even if it's some children's science fair project. Now I see. Then could you lend a hand? I'm an engineering dilettante at best. Yeah, sure. Count me in, lady killer. The trump card! The convex lens, so they're saying. Still no sign of it. Garland! Your search isn't bearing fruit. Astos and Celteus were both skeptical that it had been a crystal. I was never expecting it easy to be fine. But if not the crystal, then what is it? The world's energy, condensed in a crystal form, just like materia. That's how Sephiroth described it. And it's not as pure as proper crystal. Massive energy, so great, is still a dangerous thing to leave lying around, though. You must claim it before bad things happen. We're definitely close. Would you all be willing to help search for it? Of course, let's split up. Should be just about time. Hey, President! You brought what you asked for. You sure this will work, though? Looks like a kid's science fair project. Yes, it will do. This will get their attention, guaranteed. Ah! That was... hold on a second. Camera's weird again. Wow, it's working already. Oh dear, drink is up. Seems your men saved you. Be careful with these two. Yeah, we know. Just stay back. There we go. Because you got a little more fight in you. And I suppose a little bit more of a thrashing is in order. We're gonna beat you up. But we're gonna take the offensive. Aha! We've learned how to dodge. How could their defenses be so impervious? An impressive feat for such a slapdash effort. That's the crystal! Thank you, everyone. I couldn't have found it without you. It's not a genuine crystal. It's just crystallized energy. Is this the light we saw? Its authenticity matters not. Whatever form it may take, it remains pure energy, ripe for use. Oh no, they were tuning to the Aetherite. Now to toss Spiritus' power into here, and... he's resonating it with the gods! It's the same trick Xandy used. Is he trying to pull them out? I won't allow it. Ha! The gods will appear before us very soon. Admit your defeat. Should I call this a rousing success? Huh! Do it now! Alright, get a load of this! You've made the energy easier to direct. Make it count. Oh, of course. Are you two ready? Yes, Garland. Let's send it to the gods. Ha! So now instead of using the energy to pull the gods out, they're using it to empower the gods. Ha. You made a mistake in assuming you'd be the only ones to target the gods. Doing it for a different purpose, to bolster them. Why? There's nothing to be gained from prolonging this world's existence. Maybe not, but people who prioritize their wishes above all others tend to learn a painful lesson eventually. Creating even when you know your creations will break, living in ignorance of the truth about the world. Those things may seem foolish to you, but sometimes that's the foundation worlds are built on. And what are you gonna do? Work for others? All your work is gonna go poof once the world disappears! I told you, the world won't disappear, not as long as Shinra exists in it. So you're also one who stands above others. An arrogant one, in other words. You should know that if we don't fulfill the duty we're born to carry, we'll never lead the world in the right direction. You're wrong! If your duty must come at the expense of innocence, we want no part of it. There are so many other worlds out there. Surely there are other ways of achieving progress as well. Stop them, Rufus! Don't let them bring this world to an end! Sure, I'm in. I owe these two some payback regardless. Creation exceeding destruction. Your scheming is over now, Kefka. This power will never be yours, and won't let your twisted trail of destruction reach this world. That's already happening, whether you let it or not. I'm just giving this pointless world a purpose, being a toy for me. This world isn't your personal playground. You're just going to toy with everyone again, aren't you? Huh? Nani? How many people do you think have suffered because of your handiwork? Those people had families, hopes, and dreams. Man, come on, General Leo. What is it with you and being a drag? Were you born boring, or were you just raised that way? He's not boring. You're just one note. Yeah, all you do is break stuff. You don't even try to learn other things. Pictomancer. But everything just goes out with a whimper eventually, just like General Leo. Hopes, dreams, aspirations, what do those matter? Everyone dies sooner or later. They're gonna keep on repeating that line all throughout this game every opportunity that they get. We already gave you our response to that once. We spoke of the meaning of life, what's important to us, our resolutions, and our warm feelings. But it was all lost on you. And that's a terrible shame. Of course it was. You'll never find anyone who shares your views on the meaning of life. Even if you did somehow find a kindred spirit, you wouldn't accept them because you reject that idea. You don't even realize that creation is what drives change, not destruction. You think you can change the world, Kefka? Now that's funny. He's right. There's joy in creating new things, iterating on them, and improving them over time. It doesn't matter if those creations are destined to rust away. We never stop advancing. What a bunch of drivel. You couldn't be more wrong. Look at this world. What is it that generates energy here again? Oh yeah, warriors fighting. Yeah, that's about right. Power is born from destruction. Speaking of which, it's end of the world time! Oh no, he's going super clown. The bloodshed for ideals. Vane, just stop. Your methods are too drastic. We cannot accept what you're doing. It's all the Evil East characters, and, Quina. You'll never let this go? My brother does a fine job of fulfilling his duty, yet still you cling to the path of bloodshed. Your Majesty, surely you must be aware that I'm... so my decision would be your undoing as well. Forgive me. I do not seek to stop you out of any self-interest on my part. And I know that your Majesty's path has been one of conquest. But not all have lived as you have. You need not force your will upon others. Time has marched past us. Our empire has fallen. I implore you to heed our words, Your Majesty. Warriors from other worlds accepted their fates. They saw things through, even if it meant dying younger than I did. And I have no doubt that's why the gods looked upon them with such fondness. Please don't erase the people who have suffered so and survived despite it all. Everyone or no one? That's correct. I shall make no exceptions. I came up with menu for you. A fresh salad, extra stewed beef stew, bread with cheese and fruit, and honey pudding. If everyone go away, more for me, but sad. You'll enjoy of eating with everyone. You hold a very hospitable sentiment, but not one that I can reciprocate. Nice try, Quina. I don't think he's gonna listen to us now, though. I too had my life irrevocably altered by inhuman powers. You should understand how dangerous they are. What you're doing is no different from what they did. War has a way of engulfing innocence and harming those we care about. Yes, great power can keep others suppressed. We should always resist such power and speak out against it. There's no such thing as a world where no one gets hurt. But that doesn't mean we can't strive to reduce the harm. If you are one who stands above all others, that's what you should do. Keep searching for a better way if you have the will. Otherwise, your younger brother will be racked with sorrow, the same that I once felt. Is your memory back, Ramza? What was I just... If you were a child who'd seen naught of bloodshed, I'd excuse your idealistic prattle. But you aren't. You've been through war, and if that's the conclusion you've drawn after all you witnessed, you are hopelessly naive. He is no such thing. Even now, Ramza constantly looks inward, striving to find some way to apply himself. Bloodshed isn't all we have to know. We can build a new history by bridging the gap between friend and foe. Agrius! Our light, our will is returned to us! Thane, I shall not yield to you. I shall protect my brethren living here. How amusing. You who willingly suffer the gods dare to speak of a new history? Very well, show me your light, the strength of your will. And Vane is powering up from Cloud's memories. What a dastardly being. Repose abandoned. It's still not enough. Every part of this sucks. crystal! Well, they must have returned to their worlds. The crystal's broken too, so it wasn't a proper crystal after all. The world's energy condensed into crystal form just like materia, huh? It shows how replete the world is with energy, if things like that can form. You mean we can keep harvesting more of those materia-adjacent things? Again, they're not materia. I know, jeez. I can see him growing already. Hold up. Did they just say that Vayne and Kefka returned to their worlds? As in, they've been booted out of the story for good? If the crystal we saw was crystallized energy, why did materia tell us to pray to the crystal? If there's no new proper crystal, then at least we can say danger's been averted for now. I thought that was Garland talking. Still, I wonder if we could have done a better job of reasoning with Vayne. Everyone should be granted repose. I still don't have a good answer to that claim. If only we could have granted their repose another way. Doubtful. Nani! Even if we could have given them what they wanted, they would have rejected it had it come through outside help. And people like them don't want or need repose anyway. Maybe you're right! I hope Materia and Spiritus aren't disappointed over this. Even the gods continue to learn. I'm sure they'd respect the choice those two made. All warriors are of equal value in the eyes of the gods. Light still dormant. I'm sorry, Garland. I sent you on a wild goose chase for something that wasn't a crystal at all. Regardless of what this one turned out to be, but you definitely mentioned a crystal. That means what you saw must have been one. Pray to the crystal and you will survive, she said. Suppose it was of no use to those other than ourselves? Ugh. A prayer can beget something miraculous from one person and something horrific from another. Like the aura site we're familiar with. Ah, aura site. Perhaps we made it back due to one such miracle? If so, then that's another reason for it to be somewhere in the world. It makes sense. Selteus can hardly sustain the world for long on his own otherwise. I'm going to search again. Alright. May your journey be a safe one. Take care. Later! I was looking for you. Rufus, should you be walking around unaccompanied? I came to relieve you of duty. Your escort job is over. I was going to pay you, but I've got nothing to pay you with. I'll come find you some other time and see what favor you want. Don't worry about that. What's important is that you're back with your companions. Besides, we've regained our light. Lenny, Shinra's only got darkness. It's still essentially just willpower. Regardless of how you see yourself, someone with your mental fortitude undoubtedly possesses it as well. If that's how it works, I won't argue. It is. We're all companions guided by light. Well, someone's having a good time. Looks like we don't have to worry about him. Sure hope not. Discord and dilemmas. Something's been nagging at me. Did the memories Vayne was holding vanish when he did? I really don't think they've vanished. You've probably gone back to the world, Kubo. They're still far away, though. In that case, could they eventually show up in some form like that crystallized energy or materia? It's so weird seeing Mog, because during the first couple of arcs, everyone was just like, man, how long are we gonna have to suffer this Moogle? And then, after Mog was like the centerpiece of the end of Arc 1, he just kind of went off to the side and only came back when he was absolutely needed. It was very interesting. Is this very topical in light of Dawn Trail? No idea. In that case, could they eventually show up in some form like that crystallized energy and materia? Like sprouting from flowers or trees? Ooh, like fruit. Grapes, eggplants, peaches, oranges. I like apples too. That would make for some apples with weird colors and shapes. Apples, huh? I'm sure those memories will bear fruit pretty soon. I mean, the world got its power back from that fight just now. I still can't stand Rufus, but gotta hand it to him. He put together a plan and delivered. Oh yeah? He'd probably blow up at us if we knew we kept some of that energy for ourselves. No point in telling him. What's that you got there? A milkshake? Hey, Barrett. I feel like we've had this conversation before. What? I'm just setting myself up for disappointment again. Forget I even said anything. Good going, Tifa. Now, about that pin. You think there's something strange about Sephiroth too, right? I've met him more than a few times, and he didn't act or talk like that at all. I know at one point he changed. This feels like it goes way beyond that. But I was afraid if I brought it up that in front of the others with no memories, it could set off something in Cloud. So I haven't been able to talk with anyone about it. It's been driving me nuts. That's probably why Kadaj was keeping you at arm's length, too. I want to protect Cloud. He's a close friend, okay? We're not in our home world, and I was just fine letting them do their own thing here. This is a matter too dangerous to leave unaddressed. Sir? Zack, Soldier First Class. I have a top secret mission for you, should you choose to accept it. Huh. Having Zack live out an absolute dream of his by accepting a mission from top brass. That sounds like something real fun. Really appealing to his sense of wanting to be a hero. Where am I at in the playlist anyway? Give me a second. I want to see where I'm at. Okay, so we're at video 65 out of 68. So this video is about 53 minutes long. 56 minutes long. 53 minutes long. And an hour long. So we have 4 videos left, each of them about an hour long. And I actually have I have a little bit of stuff that I'm gonna do, so I'm actually going to call it right here. Yeah, being up well past Dragalia reset time. Need to catch up on my sleep a little bit. So we are going to stop things off here. And we are going to look at the rest, because it seems like we're building up to the end. We found a way to send Kefka and Vayne back to their world. So they just cut off a source of storylines right there. So it seems like we're coming into the falling action of this story. Thank you for your understanding, AQ. So, and we just hit the... So, it's going to be a half-length stream. So, next time should be the absolute final stream that we do on this game, which is oddly fitting, because it's going to be part 30, which makes it a nice round number, which is nice and satisfying for me. So, you all can watch these videos yourselves if you want to see them without me talking over them, but I want to do my part to archive this entire game, and so I'm still adding these streams to this playlist. You didn't think there'd be this many cutscenes? Well, the thing is that this is a video of just cutscenes. You must understand that after the game ended, we couldn't play the game anymore, so all the remaining storylines were committed to videos and put up on a playlist. So that is what's going on here. It's not that we're waiting for the gameplay to start. It's that there is no gameplay to be had. This is the rest of the story, all shotgunned for us. So we got chapter 8 to go through, and then chapter 9 will be the final chapter, in which we have a definitive ending, not just a to be continued. So that's going to be really interesting. I haven't looked at it myself, so I'm really eager to see how my favorite mobile game of all time ends up. So, next time, we're going to, despite the fact that there's so many cutscenes, thank you for joining me on this part, leg of the journey. AQ, Matthew, Derek, and James. And thank you for joining us. If you're watching this as a VOD, the journey is nearly over, so you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, join the Discord. You will be notified normally about when these streams go up. And next time, we will go through the true final ending of Dissidia, Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Until then, game out.